What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. In today's business breakthrough, we sit down with Matthew Steiger. And this gentleman has been in the business for a little while now and is thinking about going back to the 9 to 5. Now, you know that I can't let that happen. So gave Matthew some cold, hard facts to try to help him, get back on track, realign his goals, his visions. And I think it worked. I really think Matthew came away with some good information that can help him stay on track and ultimately save his business. Thank you guys for checking out the Contractor Seekers podcast. The episode starts right now.
Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Awesome. All right. What's going on, everyone? Here with Matthew Steiger. Welcome, my friend, to the Business Breakthrough with Prism Painting and Home Repair. I'm happy to have you, man. So you called the meeting, man. Tell me a little bit about what you're wanting to chat about today, what's going really well in the business, and what's an area that you're looking to get some insight on, maybe an opinion.
So I've never really been much of a salesman. I'm really good on the tools. I've been working on the tools since I've been 15 or 16. I started building pole barns with my uncle. So
Okay.
as far as sales go, let's face it, I'm bad at it. It was one of those things that I guess I have a hard time reading people, and I try to be
Sure.
The best way I can put it is I'm too nice. If I come across somebody on a fixed income, I find myself, I end up doing the job for, I end up losing money paying people to help me to do it, and it's just bad business.
Right.
Right. And then,
there's two ways to look at that, but I understand. Well, tell me a little bit about your business right now. I mean, is it just you?
Right now it's just me. I've got a really good friend who his uncle owns a painting business out of Champaign, about 30 miles north. And he's worked with him off and on, but he owns a powder coating business. So he works full time. So I have him when he has off times to help me out.
All right.
And every now and then his cousin will come help me out. But other than that, I'm pretty much, right now I'm by myself. It's hard for me to commit to having a full-time guy when my schedule is so stinking thin right now. It's not even funny. The thought of me going back to Grand Industrial, being a millwright again, is real. It's there.
It's appealing. All right. So you called this
Yeah.
meeting. Tell me what the outcome you're looking for is, at the end of this call, man. I'm just curious.
Really, I'm looking any sort of insight as to where I may be going wrong and what can help me, marketing wise. I know you can pay marketing, people who do marketing to help you out with that. But my so far business has been so sporadic that I'd hate to sit there and, ask someone to do all this marketing for me. And then, 3 months down the road, I'm broke. I can't even, afford to pay them, so I guess my biggest thing is, I kind of hesitate on pulling the trigger on some marketing and other things just because I worry about being able to afford to pay them, you know,
Yeah.
later down the
Well, do
road.
you
I
know,
might have
well, all
money
right.
now.
Well, let's first kind of break down some principles about the way business works, right? Um, and I hear this often. You have to understand that marketing is not optional. This isn't something that you have the luxury unless you're Apple or you're Best Buy or you're a business that is well known could do. So this isn't a matter of I know that somebody does marketing out there. It's when you get paid on a job, all of that money is not yours. It's not. And I think when you
Right.
work by yourself, you get into the habit of pocketing most of it because you say, I earned this and I have bills to pay and I got to do things with this money. And I was on this job for 2 weeks and I need to pay my car bill. I got to pay for the paint. I got to pay off my employees that worked on me on this job. And it's like, if I give this money away, there's nothing left for me. Is that true?
Right. Yeah.
Well, you're
Very
not
so.
allocating, you're not being a good um you're not being a good steward of the resources. That's where most of the problems come from in money management is you don't have any discipline when it comes to where it goes after it comes in. And you have to understand that part of that money needs to be set aside for a reinvestment for a future outcome. We can't just wait for business or you're going to end up like this. And what is that really doing? It's killing your business. You're at a point where you're ready to go back to 9 to 5 and you're ready. And here's the deal. There's a place in the marketplace for someone like you with a good heart. If you find someone that has a fixed income, wouldn't it be great if you had a crew running and operating full time and you run into maybe an old lady with a fixed income who has a leak in her ceiling and needs it oil primed and painted, where you could go and do it at such an hourly cost that it doesn't even matter to you, but you have something else working in the background. Isn't that much better? You could serve people much better when your business is thriving, right?
Right.
So it requires inputs that right now may not pan out immediately, but you have to trust that they're going to pan out in the future. It requires tough decision making. How long have you been in business?
I bought this business from the former owner a year and a half. Yeah, a
For how
year and a half
much?
ago. Uh, 10 grand, mainly just because I was really good friends with the guy, and I worked for Prison Painting before
Okay,
he
so
retired.
you kind of took a, and what did you get in return for that 10 grand?
Well, the name. That's
You paid,
really that's what it feels like. I got the name,
you got the name,
and
so you got nothing because no one knows prison painting. Let's just, and the quicker we can get to the end result here by me helping you just understand the truth behind this is at the end of the day, bad investment. Okay. Bad investment. You shouldn't have paid. If we talked, I would have said, don't do it. Okay. But we're here now. You didn't get a customer database. Okay. You didn't get, you might have got a phone number. Do customers call at least? Do you get people that call prison painting that he may have worked for before? Is it
uh,
happening often, once a day?
I have got calls from them, but they were, there was a guy that he called me out to. He bought a house, needed a whole bunch of work on it. Uh, he wanted me to put some gutter up for him, but he had a mixture between aluminum 4 or aluminum 5 inch, steel 6 inch, and vinyl gutter, and he wanted me to kind of piece it together. And I walked away from that. I was,
Right. I mean,
I
well,
can't
you
work
should have
like
walked
that.
away as soon as he said it was a gutter job. I mean, again, here's the deal. When it comes to your business, you have to have a plan of what you're going to do, right? You telling me that you even entertain the conversation of doing gutters is a red flag to me because, again, when you have no jobs and someone says, hey, I have a gutter installation and you think I could do that, you're deviating from what you should be doing. And part of that is because there's no marketing in place. Part of that is because there's nothing that's saying to the market, hey, Prison Painting's here. We do painting. Do you need a painting estimate? There's nothing happening right now as you and I sit here where people in your local market, there's people, I guarantee you on my life that there's people today that will be thinking, I need to get my house painted. It's time for me to get a quote. We know this for a bona fide fact, right?
And in your local market, there could be 50 people today, Friday, October 27th, that want that done. And out of those 50 people, how many are going to call you? None. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So we're in a very vulnerable position right now as a business. And I'm telling you this because I want you to understand that marketing is about it's like your admission ticket to get into the game. But the goal of marketing is to give you a return. Do you understand? Like it's almost like you go to a casino, right? And you put in $1,000 and you're guaranteed to at least make your money back. Right? Would you say that $100 per lead? Let's say I had 10 leads and I said, Matthew, I have these 10 leads. They're going to give you an appointment. I want $100 for each one. Would you say yes to that? They're qualified leads. They want a painting estimate, right? They want a painting estimate. They're qualified leads. They're ready to go. I told them you're coming, but I need $100 for each lead. I need $1,000, but you get 10 appointments on your schedule of qualified individuals. Would you take it?
I probably wouldn't do that at $100 a lead. And part of it's just got to do with I don't even have $1,000 in my bank account right now.
If you did,
if I did, I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to do all 10 of them, because in my mind, is okay if I spend 1,000 on 10 leads, and even if I were to close 3 of them, I guess in my mind, I weigh out the factors wrong, and that's where I kind of need to figure out.
Matthew, let's realign right here, brother, because here's the deal. Okay, so what you're talking about is what I call the employee mindset. The employee mindset is we need to save as much money as possible. The investor business owner mindset is let's look at the numbers, right? So here's the deal. You said if I close 3 of them,
right?
You've been doing this long enough. I guarantee you, okay, Matthew, that your average job size is between $2,000 and $3,000 in most cases on a painting job, right?
Right.
On the low end, Matthew, if you sold 3 of those jobs at $2,000 a pop, that's $6,000. That $6,000 is going to margin about 30%. Okay. So you've made $2,000 off of those 2,000 cash. That's after paying people. That's after doing everything. This is low end stuff, brother. That $2,000, 1,000 of it just paid for 10 appointments, and you only closed 3 of them. That means you're terrible at sales. Okay. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying all you got to do is show up to get 5 of them in most cases. Right. Okay.
Right.
I'm talking about qualified leads.
Salesman.
But here's the deal. Sometimes it just has to do with having faith in ourselves and confidence that we're going to get the money back. We got to go get it. We got to show up. We got to do a nice presentation, and we got to win 3 of those customers to make our $1,000 back. Right?
Yeah.
And we got to track it. We got to say, hey, I paid $1,000 for marketing. I got 10 customers. That's $100 per lead. And I converted those leads to sales. How much sales did I make? Well, I made $6,000 in sales. I made $2,000 in profit. So I can say, okay, well, out of that $2,000 in profit, I doubled my money. I started with 1,000. Now I have 2. Here's the problem, though. What happens is if we don't track it, right? And then guess what? We don't do it again, which is so silly, because if I came back to you in 2 weeks and said, Matthew, I got 10 more qualified leads for you. Can you handle them? I need $1,000 more. You should be jumping at the gate. You should be texting me saying, Tanner, where are those leads at? Because that's the easiest thing I've ever done in my life is double my money. It's almost like a winning lottery ticket every month. Okay. But Matthew, it all has to do with the mindset. I could tell you right now, based off of you not saying 100%, I would take those leads, is that we need to work on how you perceive ROI, which is return on investment. That's what's most important. Everything is ROI in business. The same goes for hiring an employee, right? So you've heard the term ROI before, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Right? So
Oh yeah.
ROI is investment means you're putting something in with the expectation that you get something greater in return. Okay. Now, there's a waiting period between the time you put something in and the time you get something in return. Okay. It's the same thing with hiring an employee. You put something in, you should expect to get a return. It takes time, right? Right now, it's hard for you to make these decisions because the bank account looks like this. It's small. It's hard to come
Right.
from a place of confidence at that level, right? Are you working right now? Or you look like you're at a job site. Are you at a job site currently?
No, I just left one. I did an estimate today for
How did that estimate go? Can you walk me through what that looked like?
uh so pretty much I went in, I got there before the client did it. The client's parents did the walkthrough with me, and they already had a painting contractor come in, but they destroyed the closet systems in there. So I went in and we took a look at the closet systems. They had some blinds that were missing, and I brought up, maybe putting some blinds up there so it matches the rest of the first floor. And there was no trim on the floor at the back French door, so I brought up, getting a piece of trim to go there to cover up the uh, edge of the vinyl flooring. And after that, we walked outside, and then her father had said that he pointed down the way at a porch a couple houses down, said his daughter liked that, and he wanted to know what it would cost to do that on the skirting for her porch. So, I mean, it was really a pretty quick in and out
Matthew, are we
because
doing
I met
painting or are we doing handyman work?
trying to gear more toward painting. It just
You're
seems
prison
like
painting, Matthew. This is why you need marketing more than anything because you're so all over the place with the jobs that you're doing. And I get it. Making money's making money. But when was the last time you did an actual painting estimate?
uh 2 days ago.
Tell me about that. I want to know how that went. How they find you.
Um, they found me through the bank. The bank gave them from
All
what
right.
he had.
Bank gave you some their information. You go over there for an estimate. Tell me how that went, please.
So nobody was there. They just wanted an exterior estimate.
No one
Bank
was
said,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
He said in order for the bank to approve him to buy the house, it had to be painted next season. That money's going to go into escrow. The bank's
All right. So that's a
gonna,
terrible lead.
yeah.
When was the last time you
But
did a qualified painting estimate where you had someone present? Can give me an example of that one?
uh, early last month, I did
Early
cabinet
last month. So that we're talking September, early September.
Yeah,
Okay. And you did a cabinet estimate. How did that go? Did you get the job?
I did get the job. I did not get the painting of the kitchen walls though. She's on a fixed income and she couldn't do both.
So you got the
So,
cabinet job.
yep.
And what did you charge for the cabinet job?
2,700. It was a small kitchen.
Okay. Nice. So do you feel like you're more specialized in cabinets than you are house painting?
No. I've only done three such a
Three
cabinet.
cabinet jobs? Okay. Well, here's the deal, Matthew. I think what this boils down to is, what do you really want? When I talk to people that say that they're thinking about going back to a job, that's one thing. But, you know, why did you start this business to begin with? What was the motivation behind this?
The motivation really was, so when I was working, my schedule was Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
And I have 3 kids with my ex-wife, and I only get them on the weekends, and I was working 12-hour days on the weekends.
Okay.
So I hardly got to see them. The whole goal of this was to be able to uh, afford to uh, live and have the weekends with my kids.
And how do you feel about going back to work right now?
I really don't. I really, I really don't want to go back to work for somebody else, mainly just because then I've got to go by uh, for the last company I worked for, their standards were extremely low, and I ended up quitting on them a lot sooner than I wanted to. So
So
I
here's
had
the
bought.
deal. Here's where it's coming to, Matthew. And I might get one chance to talk to you, brother. And the only thing I want to do is give you my heart here and say, you've got to really get serious about this. And I think you know that. I think you are, in a sense, serious about it. But it comes to the point where you got to start really being serious, because at the end of the day, what's at stake here is what you just told me. There's no greater love and joy in my life than my kids. And if there was anything in the way of stopping me from experiencing life with my kids, it doesn't matter what the cost was, what the situation was, I'd figure it out. Right. And that's just simply because that's just who I am. I mean, that's what started my business, was the achievement that I would find, that would own my time. Okay. It's the greatest resource in the world is your time. Okay. And you have this thing called money that you've placed a label on, and you have a mindset that money is scarce. Okay. That's what's happening here. You're looking at money and you're saying, this is a scarce resource. It's hard for me to attract this thing in my life. It's always been, I've made poor money decisions in the past. I can't figure this out. I'm at a point now where I don't even think I'd ever pay for anyone to do marketing. I'm just going to figure it out myself. I'm pricing jobs. I don't even know how I'm pricing them. I'm not making any money. Anytime opportunity comes my way where it requires me to get money, I shy away from it. Okay. Because I don't want to make the initial investment. Okay. Here's the deal, brother. And I'm going to make this quick. You need a marketer. This is your only way. Okay. This is all you got. You need a marketer immediately. You will not, if you're that close to quitting, I mean, the path you're going to keep getting handyman jobs. Okay. And that's trouble, because it's random, it's cheap, and you're not going to grow. You're going to always be doing this work by yourself, and people are going to see you as a handyman. Okay. You need a marketer. You need somebody that knows how to generate leads and sells you those leads. That's a given. If I had $10,000 and I said, hey, I'm going to wire you $10,000, I just need you to get me $2,000. Would you be able to do that?
Should be able to.
Could you borrow it from a friend? Could you put it on a credit card?
At the moment, I don't think so.
Do you have a vehicle?
I do.
Okay. Do you own the vehicle outright? Are you making payments on it?
I just made the last payment on it last month.
Good. So you could do a title loan on it, can't you?
Yeah.
You could, right? That's called an investment.
Yeah.
There's no greater investment, Matthew. Let me make this clear. There's no greater investment than you could ever make than that of which you would make in yourself. Okay? Because guess what? You have full control of the outcome. You could wake up and you could say, you know what? I'm going to get a return here. Let's say you did a $3,000 title loan on that vehicle. You took that $3,000, you paid $1,500 to the marketer, and he took the other $1,500 and put it into ads for you. Okay? With the expectation that you would get ROI, which is ultimately 10 or 15 leads, and you'd sell more than the $3,000. And guess what? Right. You might sell a $10,000 job out of those leads, couldn't you? And then now all of a sudden you're back in the ball game. And then you say, holy crap, that worked. I need to do that again. And now I need a helper. And instead of a part-time helper, I need a full-time helper. And you know what type of leads they'll be? Actual painting leads.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice here, bro. You got to find $3,000. You need a marketer. I'm going to give you one. Okay. If you want to reach out to him, brother. But this is it. You will not survive in business. I know business enough to know that if you keep doing what you're doing, you will not survive. You're going to get to a point where the only option is go back to work, and you won't see your kids if
or I don't, maybe find a different job, 9 to 5, but you'll always wonder, what if, won't you?
Yeah, always.
Always. And the pain of regret should scare the shit out of you, dude. I don't cuss on here, man, but I hope that this gets the point across. I like you, Matthew. You have a good heart. First thing you said was that you like to help low income individuals. Okay, build a business so you can make sure you're okay, and then help others. Okay, it's like the airplane thing, you know. Got to put the oxygen on. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I'm going to connect you with a marketer. What are you using for your software for your business right now?
I've got Dripjobs, and then as far as the accounting, I use Wave, Wave Small Business, and
Beautiful. So you have something to help you nurture leads and follow. Has Dripjobs been helpful for you?
it has. And as far as keeping everything in order, before Wave, they'll do estimates and invoicing, and I can print them off, but everything was paper, and trying to keep track of paper is just a hassle that annoys the hell out of me.
Okay. So I love that. And I appreciate you, man. You know, I really do, investing in Dripjobs. But here's the deal. I need you to really think about this, because you have one shot. And at the end of the day, if the only thing that you give up is a $3,000 car note that will probably be a $75 a month payment back to whoever loans it to you, that's
Right.
not a bad swing. You know, it's not. Use your asset as leverage. Okay. You're still a startup. It's still day one of the company, right? It really is. And ultimately, any good company is going to have startup capital invested into it, Matthew. And this is an opportunity for you to say, okay, what a great story this. Wouldn't this be a great story? You get a car note on you're down to your last couple of weeks where you're, going to quit and go back. Your kids are counting on you. You do the car loan note. Guess what? I know if you felt the feeling of paying off that car, you're going to want that feeling again, and you're going to find a way to get that car paid back off. Okay. Sometimes we need a little bit of like motivation here, to shake things up. No more handyman stuff. Okay. Stop that. Have you heard of BNI? Have you heard of that?
I have not.
I want you to look it up. BNI. I think you'd be great for it. It's a local networking initiative where people get together and they refer one another. It's different trades. So only one trade can occupy a seat. A seat is about $600 for the year. And what's great about that is you get to network with local professionals. There's one painter, one drywall guy, there's one stucco guy, there's one handyman. And what's great about it is that that's your people that you recommend as extensions of your service. There's a gutter guy. The gutter guy might run into someone that wants a painting job. He refers you, so he gets credit at BNI. It's a referral exchange. And it's a local chapter probably in your area where you can meet with other people who do home service. And now you have a network of people that are seeking opportunities for you in the same way you would be seeking opportunities for them.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll type that in here. It's BNI. Matthew, I hope this was helpful for you, man. I there's so much here. If you trust me on this and you utilize the resources I send you, I think in 3 months you'll have a big change. I hope it works out, man.
So do I, because I was just thinking about it, and about 3 months ago, my wife and I were deciding whether or not I was going to just sell my motorcycle to help out. So I think that might be an option, because I need to work more than I need a motorcycle.
That's right. Well, you got to understand that the seed that you sow in this business has the potential to yield you $1 million. It really does. The opportunity in the painting business is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think you know this, but you need consistency. You need a system for marketing. You need coaching. You need people that care, that can give you the advice. I don't know you from Adam, but now I do. And I'll be honest with you, man, I want you to win, but you got to want to win more than I want you to win. And that requires taking risks. There's not a day that goes by where I don't take some sort of risk in my business. I promise you. And you just get numb to it. You're like, okay, I got to spend money here. I don't know if I'll get it back, but I have to do it if I want this business to grow. You're not putting any gasoline back into the vehicle. It's just
Okay.
you're running on E. You got nothing going into it, and that's very important. There will be a time, Matthew, where Prison Painting has organic traffic coming to it, right? What we consider organic is that word of mouth, that those referrals, but you don't have enough exposure to kickstart that in your local community. Okay,
Right.
so that's what needs to happen, brother. I'm going to give you some resources after the call. God bless you in your journey, man. Good luck to you. I hope it works out.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast. So, I don't really advertise on this and I don't ask for much. You guys know that. But what I would ask of you is to give Dripjobs a try. So, if you don't know what Dripjobs is, it'd be hard for that to be a thing. But if you don't know what Dripjobs is, it is the software that you need to power your business, to automate things that you're either wanting to do and not doing, or currently doing and just not doing to the standard of which you want to be doing it. And that's where software comes in. I have spent the last 3 years of my life with my team building out this software. And hopefully by now you've heard about it. And maybe you know of a friend that's using it, or maybe you are feeling confident just by hearing it on this podcast. So, my big ask for you, if you're getting something out of what I put out, some of the value that you're getting from this podcast, is to just go to dripjobs.com and schedule a free demo with my team. That's it. That's all I want you to do. Just do a demo. I want you to be aware of what features we have and how it can help build your business. Now, some people that I've spoken to say they're not quite ready for Dripjobs. Maybe they feel as though they're too small or it's not in the budget. First of all, everyone's ready for Dripjobs. You need the features that are in this software to manage a business, whether that's creating proposals, invoices, change orders, work orders. It doesn't matter if you are a one-man operation or you run a crew of 25 people. Dripjobs is going to be the app for you. Second thing is it out of budget? Don't worry about that right now. We offer an extended trial if you sign up on the day of the demo that can give you a kickstart to get going. The goal of Dripjobs is to make you money within the first 30 days. This could be capitalizing on a lead that you got, or even helping you upsell work with the optional item feature. So many things here. Again, the big ask that I have as a listener of this podcast, if you have not done a demo with us, please do so and check out what we're building. We continuously update this thing, and I'd love for you to be a part of that. I'd love to see if it can impact your business, and that is my goal. So thanks for listening to this podcast. Hope you take me up on that offer. Get to dripjobs.com, do a free demo with our team, and see what all the hype is about.